Well, good morning, everybody, and welcome to Go Live Together with Coffee and Tea. We are your host. I am Jeremy.
Eddie.
And Scott from the Muster Drill.
That's right. That's right. Welcome in. Welcome in. And I do believe that today is Friday, July 7th. We are cooking and cooking and cooking. And, you know, speaking of cooking, guys, yesterday we had about 5 to 10 minutes of heavy rain. It was a welcome rain. We were all standing out in it, filming it. And I know you probably saw the shorts by now. That lasted about 5 or 10 minutes and it was gone. So, yeah, we definitely welcomed it, though. Today's weather in Galveston. We're waking up to 83 degrees with 86% humidity. Today's high will peak at 88 degrees with 69% humidity, and it's mostly cloudy outside. Let me just show you real quick a live look down at the beach. There are no ships in today from Galveston. So if you are coming down here for the weekend, it is going to be hot again. But it is overcast. Let me see. I know I'm sharing a tab. It's just not showing up.
Wow.
Yeah, see?
Oh, that was ugly.
It looks ugly, but it's a welcome. I'll welcome it. I really do.
Oh, yeah.
You know.
Is that a look like it looks like the one cloud is like coming down to the water?
Uh-huh.
It is raining.
Oh, is that a rain droplet or is that cloud down? That's not a water spout, right?
Well, no, there's a rain
drops on
droplet.
the lens.
That's what I'm wondering. It's a water
Yeah.
droplet, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm also noticing the reflection of the cars off of the pavement and the back spray. So it is raining on Seawall Boulevard right now.
Gotcha.
Yes, it is.
That's good news. That is really good news. It'll help to dampen things and to cool things off.
That's right. Yep.
Yes. Okay. Let's see. How is the weather where you guys are?
Well, it's 77 right now and partly sunny. It looked kind of sunny outside. It's waking up. So I don't think we're going to get any rain today. We didn't get any on our side yesterday, but it did rain down in Noonan where Alice is at. So it rained pretty good down there. So.
Yep. It's cloudy but not raining. And it's 78 degrees.
Nice. You guys are steadily climbing up out there.
Yes, I noticed yesterday on the news. I don't know where this place is, but Union Canal, Pennsylvania. Not sure where it is in the state, but it has to be nearby because it was the local news. So it had to be the capital region. With the heat index we had yesterday was reporting 101 degrees.
Yep.
I'm like, finally, yay!
And I spoke with House of X yesterday, which is the first people in the chat. Hello, good morning, welcome in, House of X. And Watson told me it was 91 degrees in New York City yesterday. 91. And I'm like, yeah, y'all are baking out there. Cruise Vet Adventures has made it in. Good morning.
Hi.
And Roxanne has made it in. Hello.
Welcome.
Oh, who is this person right here in the chat? I'm not sure if we've seen them in the chat before.
I knew who that person is.
Texas.
Eddie, yeah, Texas. Eddie, check out that channel. Make sure they got, make sure they're not a troll.
Right away, sir.
Okay, thank you. The Moonlight Adventures has made it in. Good morning, Josh and Chastity.
Good morning.
Welcome.
Yes, welcome. Scotty Too Hottie, hashtag MTP has made it in.
Hi.
And Cruise Vet Adventure says, am I the only one that starts dancing in my chair when the intro music comes on? You know, we got some fan mail, okay, where someone recorded our intro music over and over again. That way they could create like a long track that they could listen to. It was from a regular in the chat, and I was truly blessed by that. My editing software has such beautiful music in it, and that's the reason why our vlogs, I believe, take off like they do, is because it creates a peaceful vibe. It's like we let you in easy, but then we turn up the heat with music later. That's built into the software. Sometimes the music that's built in is a whole lot better than what we got going on because it's all instrumental.
And what software do you use?
KineMaster. It's cross-platform through iOS or Android. You can use it on either or, and it's wonderful. It's user-friendly. It's about as easy as iMovie, but with extra things added to it. I love it. I love
Gotcha.
Good.
The mustard drill. We got to check this guy out too. I don't know. He looks kind of shady.
Where? I love that guy.
Roxon has made it in. Good morning. Will G.
My Lord.
Yeah. Will G has made it back in. Good morning.
Keep going.
E.M. Archer has made it in. Good morning.
Hi.
And
Just
yeah,
got back
E.M. Archer.
from Philippines.
E.M. Archer said that storm looks crazy. I don't know. We may have to go take a ride and check it out because it does. It looks pretty
Careful.
crazy down there.
Doesn't look too safety out there anyway.
Oh, I
If he
know.
comes into land, it's gonna be.
I got all-wheel drive. So I'm good. I never get stuck. And Cheryl has the day off today, but I think she will be actively engaging in the chat today. Everybody say, what's up to? Cruising is fun anytime. Controversial Cruising has made it in. Hello, Scott.
Hi.
Cruise Vet Adventures checking in with 76 degrees up in Houston with rain about to start. It's always raining in Houston. It is. Rock the Boat has made it in. Good morning.
Hi.
And let's see. Will G says 78 degrees in Central Texas. Gotti Too Hottie MTP says 77 here, but feels like 87. Howie Cruz has made it in. Good morning, Brian and Julie.
Welcome.
That's right. They're up north, just like you are. Not from the north, but
Yeah,
I think they're. I mean, I don't think they live here in this area, but I think they're not terribly far.
Right.
Yeah, they're in South Jersey.
Jersey.
Yeah, Jersey.
Kind of like Texas.
Texas. Texas.
Oh my God.
You asked for that one.
Yep.
Viva la raza.
Oh no.
Okay. Like I said, today is July 7th, and on this day in history, we're going all the way back to the 1300s on this one for you guys today.
1300s.
Yeah,
1300s?
the 1300s. In 1307, early 1300s, King Edward I of England died on this day on his way to subdue the new Scottish king, Robert the Bruce.
Oh,
He died
I
on his
remember
way.
that.
He didn't even get a chance to make it there. That's crazy.
Yeah, I was a young teenager back then. I remember that.
Yeah. And
Good one, Eddie.
And in 1906, Satchel Paige, a professional baseball pitcher who earned legendary fame during his many years in the Negro Leagues, is believed to have been born on this day in Mobile, Alabama. Satchel Paige, he was good. And you know how you always hear the best thing since sliced bread? Well, on this day in 1928, in Chillicothe, Missouri, pre-sliced bread went on sale. The loaves baked by a local company were cut using a machine designed by Otto Wawelder. So in 1928 is whenever sliced bread first came out. Let's see. know that there was another one. In 2011, Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows Part 2, the final film adaptation of J.K. Rowling's popular children's book series, had its world premiere in London. And in 1898, the U.S. Congress annexed Hawaii through a joint resolution signed by President William McKinley on this day in 1898, paving the way for the islands to become a territory in 1900 and later a U.S. state in 1959.
Wow.
Yep.
Whoa.
Oh, there's a comment about the sliced bread. Hang on. Roxanne says 1928, you say? Wow, right before the Great Depression.
Mm.
So I don't know if we can make the connection from sliced bread to depression, but maybe. I don't know. Rock the boat.
Did they have bread in the Depression?
I don't know.
They were very
Everybody was
depressed. To make the bread.
depressed, so I don't know. Rock the Boat says 82 right now with a high of 91 in Seminole, Florida. Let's see. Oh, okay. Howie Cruz says my morning OT sessions were canceled. Kids at camp. I got extra time this morning. It's 77 and a bit muggy up here today in New Jersey, or NJNV. What does that mean? I don't know what that means.
No idea. New Jersey. I don't know what the NV means.
Me neither.
I mean,
Sorry.
It generally stands for Nevada.
Yeah. New
Yep.
venue, new vendors,
November.
new vans. Maybe Jersey's changing.
But do they have breakfast carts? Times Square breakfast carts. I need to find these.
In New Jersey, probably not.
I need to find these things. I'm on a quest to find the breakfast carts. Okay, because that was
maybe Manhattan.
I can't stop talking about that, man. It's very good. Very good. That bacon, egg, and cheese on the Italian roll.
Yeah.
Wait. Oh, maybe they meant New Jersey, New York. Okay. That makes fun. New Jersey, NV. Okay. That's what it is.
Oh, excuse me. I ain't got no NV here.
Oh,
to me, New Jersey is West New York.
Hang on, we're not done. On this day in history in 1966, the Z Show Cruise Fund, the host of the Z Show Cruise Fund, no other than Z Roberts, was born on this day. So y'all wish him a happy birthday here in the chat.
And I have something I'm gonna do here for Z.
That's right. Hang on. Bonk. Happy birthday, Z Man. That's right. He's having a weekend long birthday celebration. So y'all be sure to go check it out. Derek Dark Shadows, Parahistory and Collectibles. Good morning and welcome in. And Howie Cruz says pork roll. What do we know about the pork roll?
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
Pork roll, baby. You gotta try that out too. Next time you go to New York, go get yourself a pork roll.
From a deli or from a cart?
Both, if you can. But if you could get it in Jersey, it's even better.
Okay.
That's one thing I will say in New Jersey has good. The pork roll, but everything else, no.
Okay.
Sorry.
And Howie Cruz says, we love you, Eddie. We love you anyway. Oh, well.
I know. I'm always picking on Brian.
But is that like a major thing? Like you guys bump heads all the time in New York and New Jersey?
Oh, yes, definitely. We always pick on Jersey. Always.
Yep.
Always.
And E.M. Archer says New York pizza. I know that's right. New York all the way. I don't know. I think I would be a bit sluggish if I ate pizza in the other place that everybody always talks about. But because it's thick, it's real thick, and you have to eat it with a fork and stuff like that. It just doesn't make any sense to me. I guess.
Yeah, that of their upstate, it's a bowl of soup.
Yeah,
it's a bowl of tomato sauce. No, thank you.
I think controversial cruising is trolling you in the comment section here. Oh my goodness. Yeah, the pork roll. That's very interesting. And that will do it for On This Day in History. We do have some news stories. I know I got inundated with news stories over here, but Scott, I believe we have arrived at the time where we need to share with the folks some cruise and travel industry news.
MSC Cruises offering longer autumn sailings that guests will love. At least they hope they do. Guests looking to get away this fall can enjoy 10 and 11 night sailings aboard MSC Maravilla, departing from Brooklyn in September and October. Select Canada and New England cruises are designed to showcase the region's spectacular fall foliage, as well as give guests the opportunity to immerse themselves in the culture and history of stunning cities. Only 3 of these special itineraries are available, departing in dates of September 24th, October 4th, and October 15th. Canada and New England is renowned for colorful fall foliage, and there is no better way to see it than from the deck of this ship. The specific dates of these cruises optimize peak fall foliage colors, which historically run from mid-September to mid-October. Along the way, visits to top ports of call on the Atlantic coast give travelers wonderful insights to the region's unique background. So I did a Canada cruise on Carnival Magic last year. It was fantastic. It was amazing. And we had one planned for this year. However, due to the fires, we decided to opt out. So we are not doing that. And then moving on, Princess Cruise Ship damaged after striking pier. The Crown class Ruby Princess collided with Pier 27 in San Francisco while returning from a 10-night Alaskan cruise. The incident happened in early morning hours, approximately 6:05 a.m. local time, as the ship was docking prior to debarkation. The passengers on board felt a hard, abrupt jarring when the impact occurred. Princess Cruises has described the impact as unexpected contact, and a full assessment is currently underway. Visual damage above the waterline was noted on the ship, including buckled hull plates at the aft port quarter, as well as scuff marks on the hull. At the time the incident, guests were on board the vessel wrapping up a 10-day Alaskan cruise that departed from San Francisco on Monday, June 26th, and had visited Juneau, Skagway, Glacier Bay, Ketchikan, and Prince Rupert before returning to San Francisco this morning. It is possible the next cruise, also scheduled as a 10-day Alaskan cruise, may be delayed if extensive repairs are necessary. The ship is scheduled to leave San Francisco at 4 p.m. So very interesting. I saw a blurb of that on the news last night, but did not have any of the additional details. Seems like Princess has some issues sometimes, right? And of course, we can't forget that they were the infamous COVID ships as well at the beginning of the pandemic.
Right.
So, and that is it for the news.
To piggyback off of this, the princess story, I have a princess story also. It says, for fitness enthusiasts or those simply looking for a fun way to get or stay in shape, Princess Cruises and Exponential Fitness signature Pilates brand Club Pilates have teamed up to offer the first ever Club Pilates at Sea, an Alaska retreat, an adventure sailing round trip from Seattle aboard Royal Princess September 2nd through the 9th, which is the same day we get on the Mardi Gras, so we won't be on this sailing. Club Pilates fans pre-register for the voyage by submitting their information to be contacted to secure their booking. Additional details will be sent upon submission. On this 7-day voyage, participants can get an up-close and personal look at the great land as they explore stunning Juneau, Skagway, and Ketchikan, as well as scenic cruising of Glacier National Park and a visit to Victoria, British Columbia. While on board, guests can enjoy a full range of Pilates and other exponential fitness classes led by top instructors offering tips, encouragement, and more. This one-of-a-kind cruise marks the first time guests can enjoy a seagoing retreat dedicated to Club Pilates, the largest Pilates brand in the world, offering a low-impact full-body workout with classes that challenge the mind as well as the body. Guests will be invited to participate in a Club Pilates class with glaciers, mountains, and the rugged Alaska landscape for a truly remarkable experience. So if you want to get in on this sailing, just give us a contact. In another news story, Hurtigruten Expeditions in 2024 is introducing a new series of immersive expedition cruises combining the Patagonian fjords of South America with Antarctica. This latest offering on the MS Mod offers even more, or MOUD, MS MOUD, I think it is, offers even more extraordinary experiences for modern explorers. At the center sits a 17-day Antarctica, Patagonia, and Chilean fjords expedition setting sail from Punta Arenas, Chile. So if you want to go to these extraordinary places, Hurtigruten expeditions may be for you. And finally, the Starlink rollout on AIDA ships takes place faster than expected. AIDA travelers and crew benefit from more bandwidth and faster internet connections. Starlink special double data volume for internet packages and 50% discounted social media flat rate, 50 for teens and kids. Great news for AIDA guests and crew. By October 2023, all ships in the AIDA fleet will be equipped with SpaceX's innovative Starlink broadband service. This will enable AIDA cruises to offer the best available Wi-Fi experience at sea before the end of the year. So we look forward to better connection on AIDA cruises. And I hear it raining outside, ladies and gentlemen. Let's time this. Time is 8:23. Okay, very good. But yeah, I thought this was kind of cool. You tested Starlink on one of the ships that you were on, Scott. Tell us how it compared to your regular premium internet connection that you normally get. You're muted. Muted.
Sorry. I'd say that it was probably more consistently, like, have you ever been on a, like, especially on Carnival, right? Starts out working okay, and then it just really goes downhill as the cruise goes on.
Right.
About halfway through the cruise, it's like completely unusable, right? Unless you're on XL. XL is probably the only class ship that I found that was not necessarily the case. But in any event, it was more consistently good throughout the 11 days I was on the Anthem, but I did not necessarily find it to be any better. Like, it wasn't, I didn't think it was any faster. I didn't think that it offered any, I didn't think it offered any better bandwidth. I mean, when I went live with you guys or jumped in on your live from Antigua, I mean, the video wasn't exactly amazing, right? Like, it was kind of bitmappy,
Right.
which you would expect from a low bandwidth kind of connection, right?
Yep.
I mean, I was able to maintain it. I was able to stay in there. It wasn't dropping in and out. So, you know, so that's what I'm saying. It was more consistent in as far as me always being able to do something, check my email, get on the internet, you know, do whatever I needed to do. Right. But I just didn't find that it was necessarily any better than some of the than what Royal Caribbean had been offering before that, which was Voom, right, or whatever. So,
and they were offering travel agents access to Voom too. But I'm like, what is Voom? Is it, is it like this spectacular thing? And
well, because so real quick, so what had happened was about a year or so, I think, or 2 years before the shutdown, they switched to a new type of satellite provider that had been using what was it called? I had the name on the tip of my tongue. It's an Israeli company, right, that was offering satellite internet to all the cruise lines up to that point. And that was when it was ridiculously slow and, it was basically unusable no matter what. So they switched so they all switched to this other company that did offer better internet. And that's when the unlimited, because it used to be metered. So, and then that's when the unlimited plans came out and stuff like that. So that was obviously way better than it had been. Royal Caribbean called it Voom. I don't necessarily think it was Voom, but anyway, that's what they call it. So it was definitely better than what was on before, right? It was definitely better than that. Yeah, so some of the ships I was on, that was really pretty good in comparison. And I did not find that Starlink worked really any better, just possibly more consistently.
Yep. And maybe they couldn't make it to the Z to say it's Zoom internet, so they stopped at V. I don't know. Maybe that's the reason. CME Traveling has made it in. Good morning.
Hi.
Let's see. MT Plays Secret TV Vlog has made it in. Good morning.
By the way, I hate this view, despite everybody else saying they like it.
I'm trying to let it grow on me. It's just that I don't know.
No.
I don't know about it. I really don't.
No. I'm about to rip it off and throw it away. I'm just seriously.
And
it's not growing on me.
Mike and Rihanna's Adventures has come in. Good morning. And Emily says, "Good, looking good with your haircut, Eddie." I know that's right. If you haven't checked out that video, go over to Eddie Lugo Studios. It's a full haircut. The whole entire process, and you will enjoy yourself in that replay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, especially with my wife picking on me.
Yep. And let's see. I'm trying to scroll the chat here to see who else has made it in, but my scrolling seems to be interrupted.
It's because of this stupid view.
I don't know. This view is in beta, and I believe that it will soon be flushed. Hang on a second. Howie Cruz says we had a similar experience last week on the Oasis.
I mean, listen, satellite internet even land-based internet, can have issues. Satellite-based internet is just going to add an entirely new, unpredictable level to it because it's atmospheric, right? And atmospheric conditions are never going to be consistent. So you're always going to have issues, no matter what. So.
And Cruise Vet said he would be into one of the Antarctic cruises. I don't know that I would want to go, but if I was an animal, I always wanted to be a penguin. Don't know why. I just always loved penguins. Cruising Koozies has made it in. Good morning. Solar flare.
The other thing too, not to get too geeky about it or whatever, is Wi-Fi 6. So these ships, especially a big ship like Oasis, Anthem, XL class ships, they're so densely populated. There's 5,000, close to 5,000 people, if not 5,000 people on board or whatever, right? And with the internet, prices being relatively inexpensive, more and more people are getting them. So, and then you have these crowded areas and stuff. So what you really need is Wi-Fi 6 on board for density, right? Because you have like these high density areas. So you really need Wi-Fi 6. Now, ships like Oasis and stuff like that are not, they have, Wi-Fi, but they're not retrofitted with Wi-Fi 6. So XL would have Wi-Fi 6 on it. And that's why I think that the internet probably works really well on an XL class ship, because not only is it the newer internet, but it's also the onboard network is Wi-Fi 6, so it can really handle high density traffic volume.
And also, there's a little internet box in every single cabin. I looked up.
Yeah, it's usually under the desk. Typically, that's where I found it on Mardi Gras. In my cabins on Mardi Gras and Celebration, it was under the desk area.
I looked up and saw mine. It was right there, and then in the corridor, like every maybe 15 or 20 feet, there was a repeater.
Well, of course, right. So, and then when they retrofitted the older ships, that's what they did. They put them out there in the hallway. So if your cabin was in a bad area, you wouldn't get good, consistent connection. But even beyond that, believe it or not, when I got on Margaritaville at Sea, and I got the internet on Margaritaville at Sea, and I saw the little 6 come up on my Wi-Fi symbol, I was like, wow, they got Wi-Fi 6 on here, right? And that internet worked really, really well. Like, I was like, wow, it really was good internet on that ship.
And Wellness with Frugal Mama has made it in. Good morning. Let me pull this out. See if I can. Okay, there we go. We're back.
I was about to say, oh, you know what? I've got an emergency here. I got to leave the show early today.
Oh, there's a new hashtag out here. There's a new hashtag. I believe we are going viral with this one. It says hashtag Jeremy wants to be a penguin. And see you later, Cruise and Koozies. I know you got to get back to work. Thank you so much for tuning in today to the shenanigans. And Baby wants me to let everybody know that she's here. It's just her day off, so she won't be joining on camera today.
No overtime.
And Eddie Lugo Studio says hashtag penguin. I think this one's going to take off. Oh no, not this one. Jeremy going to Antarctica. I don't know about that. The weather outside the window, it appears that the rain has fell off a little bit, but it's still running through the gutter. That's the way I know. Is it bangs up against the gutter that's attached right here. So I still hear it.
You don't have a balcony, anything like that in the back of your place?
It's a little porch.
Yeah, I think I saw you guys on a little patio or something one time.
We were.
Yeah.
But the white down.
What Cheryl should do, since Cheryl's off today, she should be out there filming it, blogging it, for her channel.
Perhaps. But I have her camera. I'm on her camera right now. So I don't know how that's going to work.
What?
Yeah. Hashtag Jeremy wants to be a penguin. Okay. I think this one is going to take off. I'm not sure. And speaking of taking off, Eddie, you got a secret cruise that you wanted to let everybody know about.
That's right. October 28th, 2024. That's right. Leaving out of Tampa on a Carnival Paradise. We're going to go on a 6-day cruise. Leaving out of there, we're going to go to Key West, Montego Bay, and Grand Cayman, and back to Tampa. So it's going to be 6 days of fun during the holiday Halloween days. So we'll definitely be having some contests, some shot glass interaction, candies, and good family fun. I have about 6-7 creators already signed up. We need to get more people coming in. Any information, please get in touch with Bruce at Ocean to Ocean Travel for more information how to book your cabin. If you're a travel agent, you could book your own cabin and be part of the group. Unfortunately, you won't be getting the perks that we're gonna get from Carnival, but you could still be part of it. So it doesn't really matter. I just want people to be there and hang out and let's have a good time. We also have a Facebook group that Mike and Rihanna manage, and there we're going to be finding more information for the cruise. Eventually, there's some more stuff coming in. You could set your spot with a $25 refundable right now. You have to make your deposit for your cabin by May 2024, so you got 10 months away. and just pay up the cruise by July next year, a whole year to save up for it and take care of it. So don't worry about it. It's gonna be fun. It's a smaller ship, older ship, but we're gonna have fun because it's gonna be less people there. So we get to enjoy. We get to hang out. We had the first cruise coming up now in this October, leaving out of New Orleans, and then next year will be the secret 2.0 boost cruise, leaving out of Tampa. So for any information, please get in touch with Bruce at Ocean to Ocean Travel. You got it.
Booze Cruise 2024. Hosted by Eddie Lugo Studios, out of Tampa, Florida. Port of calls, Key West, Florida. Grand Cayman Island. Montego Bay, Jamaica. Aboard the Carnival Paradise. Come join us for this great cruise, October 28th to November 3rd, 2024. Contact Bruce at ocean2oceantravel.com.
And CME's the Carnival Paradise is in their top 3 favorite ships.
Yeah.
So it would be awesome if you guys would be on that ship with us. I know that Key West is still my top port, running neck and neck with Curacao.
I mean, Key West is a great port if you're on a ship that stops there for more than a couple of hours.
Right.
Because it's about a 50-50. Like half of the itineraries that include Key West are only there for a couple of hours versus other ones that are there like all day.
Right.
And I fortunately was able to finally get on one not long ago that did spend all day, and then I was able to see more. I was able to see, Hemingway's house and stuff like that. But up to that point, I had only been on ones that stopped for a couple of hours of just long enough to run down to the buoy and take a picture and get back. So,
and Controversial Cruising says this is like an Instagram ad. It's only going to take me 7 times of seeing Eddie say that before I tell him to take my money.
Yeah.
Yep.
And CME Traveling came through with another hashtag. Eddie Lugo wants to be a beaver.
No.
It's
all right.
And Scratch and Pete has made it in. Good morning to the shenanigans. Let's see. Yeah, that Randasita, welcome in. Said that commercial speaks to me. It speaks to me too. For the music alone, they could have just let the music run. I would have been good.
It was definitely well done for sure.
That's going to be a fun cruise. It really is. Sea Tripping with Kim and Scott has made it in. Good morning.
But in my opinion, I don't think the internet's going to work very well with all those loggers on there.
Right.
That's what I thought about in the bloggers cruise. I thought that's why I didn't get it.
Mm-hmm.
The internet was not going to work at all, and it did great. I mean, I hit myself in the head for not getting it.
Right.
But you never know. And then Mark Clark is saying that he's on the Liberty this week, and internet is...
Yeah, his internet is terrible on Liberty. I mean, just absolutely horrible.
Emily says, guys, off the topic, but my dog did remember me. Yeah. So that's good news.
Only go for a few weeks.
Yep.
Oh. My dog in Miami, I went back 2 years later, and I was still driving in the car, pulling into the driveway, and my dog was jumping all over the place. And I was still in the car. I haven't even been out of the car yet. So, and that was 2 years later, and as soon as I got out of the car, he jumped over the fence. He came running to me and jumped on me, and I had to pick him up and he gave him hugs because he was just like...
Memory like an elephant.
Yeah.
My dad's cat does something similar, but he's got catitude, so it takes him a couple of days to come back around. But whenever he does, he's in my dad's lap all the time. just like always. So yeah, they have to board the cat whenever they come on cruises with us. It's funny how you miss your fur babies whenever you're gone.
Mm-hmm.
The cats get mad when you're gone and come back, and they act very like, I don't know you.
Yeah,
For
they
the
got
first,
cat
the
food.
first yeah.
That's
Yeah.
why I love cats, is that they're not all up underneath you all the time, except for my dad's cat.
Mhm.
Let's see, Eddie, you have the schedule for the remainder of the day from PSV Odyssey's Facebook page.
Yes, sir. And I make sure that is the one for today.
Mm-hmm.
So, as follows, 10 a.m., the Sea Show Cruise Fun. And Mr. Cruise Bet has a premiere at 10 a.m. Wow, right on. 11 o'clock in the morning Eastern Time, A Moment in the World with Darion, followed by the Roy and Becky's Travels live at 1 p.m. for the Ray Parade kickoff. Ray Parade will be at 2 p.m. I will follow the Ray Parade with a live around 3:34. I'll be live to talk about the premieres that we just saw. We just watched on the Ray Parade. So please come on down to check them out. The Bot Files, we have a premiere at 5 p.m. SCT Adventures will be on tonight at 7 p.m. Back Row Freedom and Ava Porterfield and Friends at 8 p.m. Fantastic Cruising will be on at 8:30, and closing the night tonight at 10 o'clock Eastern Time PM will be the Eddie Lugo Studios with Friends After Dark. So hopefully we'll see everyone come back later today.
Yep. Go ahead and shoot me that link. That way we can try to join you guys tonight. I know that show is always a good show.
That's right.
And Scott has presented everybody with a question. It says, how much time do you spend on your balcony whenever you book a balcony room on your cruise?
Yeah. So here's the thing, right? So we book a lot of balconies, and when my wife is with me on cruising, because I cruise about half the time with her and half the time solo. When she's with me, it's a balcony. At least a balcony is a must, right?
Mm-hmm.
So. But unfortunately, I really find that we do not spend an awful lot of time out there. Now, maybe collectively over the 7 days, we spend a reasonable amount of time out there, but we don't hang out on the balcony. And so sometimes I kind of feel like it's a little bit of a waste, but I know that other people have breakfast out there, and
Mm-hmm.
we just don't do that. So sometimes I really feel like it's a waste. So,
Eddie, how much time?
No, I haven't spent any at all. We have never booked a balcony ourselves. I usually get an interior cabin, and somehow Alice always managed to change it to an ocean view. That's the closest we get to a balcony. We don't spend, if we were to have a balcony, I don't know if I'll spend too much time out there. Remember, I don't like the ocean at all.
Mm-hmm.
So the further I stay away from looking at it, the better I feel. So if we had a balcony, great. We did have a balcony on a cruise back during the pandemic, but our both cruises got canceled by NCL, so no balcony. If we do want to be out there and see what's out there, we go up to the Lido, or we go to either the 8 or the 14 deck, and we hang around there. We take pictures and everything from there. But a balcony ourselves, no, I haven't had the experience yet to tell you about it. So
Okay.
I don't know if it's ever going to happen either.
I have a balcony story. We got a balcony on the Vista because it was being offered as a $100 upgrade. So we went from our spa ocean view room. No, it was a spa interior. I forget. Okay, so we got offer for a balcony on our Vista sailing, and all we did out there was we had our pre-breakfast before going to sea day brunch, And whenever we were pulling up into Roatan, I got out there and filmed a couple of time-lapse videos, but that was it. We didn't spend any time, mainly because there's people around you on the balcony, and we tried to do some vlogs out there, but then people are peeking around the corner. They're trying to ask about the channel, and it is severely distracting from a creator's standpoint. It's like you got people coughing over your video, you got people talking over your video. These things cannot be controlled. So the quietest place that we found to do our ship review videos or day review videos is inside the stateroom. So we are getting a balcony for Alaska because we were told that is the best way to do Alaska, and I tend to agree. So we went ahead and booked a balcony for Alaska. So I'm interested to see, and also that's going to be a different cruise line, a whole different type of ship that has an observation deck, and stuff like that. So I'm really interested to see how NCL stacks up, and also Alaska stacks up versus the Caribbean from the balcony point of view. So that's a good question.
Yeah, I mean, I would agree. I would agree in that there are certain times when a balcony, you would spend more time. So like on an Alaska cruise, definitely a lot of people are going to spend time out there so that they can see, the beauty and the wonder of it all, right? Mm-hmm. And, Howie Cruz had mentioned in the chat that they like to be out there watching, pulling in and out of ports, right? So, and again, I think that's what we do too. We do that a lot also. But I think collectively, in general, I don't think we spend enough time on the balcony to justify whatever the increased cost is between, or whatever. However, for my wife, I think it's just a matter of having light. Right? She hates the interior cabin for a single reason. Mm-hmm. And that is that she never knows what time it is. She can never really tell what time of the day it is after being in the room. And that really bothers her. Otherwise, she doesn't dislike anything else about an interior cabin other than that. And for me, I don't really even care about that. So yeah, so I mean, like I said, we do get it all the time, and I do like being able to go out there for those few moments. But I think in general, personally, I don't think we spend enough time out there to justify the cost. But if the wife thinks we do, then balcony it is.
Right.
I've been lucky that Alice doesn't really push for a balcony. The thing is that when we're in the cabin, I'm gonna say too much here, but we like to be very comfy. So I don't want any perking eyes from someplace else looking in and saying, "What's going on?"
Mm-hmm. And Howie Cruz says we prefer and almost only book balconies. We are out there a lot. I wake up first and go out every morning with coffee or a mimosa.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, some people do that. Like I said, some people do spend a lot of time out there. Some people get breakfast out there and all kinds of stuff. It's just that I find that me and a lot of other people, that I've talked to or whatever, just don't. But, some people do. So.
And Cruise Vet, I think he agrees with me. He says, I go out there in the mornings and evenings for maybe an hour or 30 minutes at a time. In Alaska, I was out there a lot. Yeah.
I mean, again, Alaska is one of those places where you absolutely would be out on the balcony a lot, right? But
that's what I've been told too.
CME Traveling says we don't spend enough time to pay for a balcony. Maybe a 7-day cruise or longer, but mostly only if it's a great deal. Now, see, that's the reason why we got it. Like I said, we had a spa room with open access to the spa, the velocitherapy pool, and the heated chairs that we talked about on a previous show.
Yeah.
But that was it. The robes, the slippers, it was nice, but then it's like we can get a balcony. Yeah. So we weighed the options and went ahead and got it. And
Yeah.
believe me, it was enjoyable. It really was.
Yeah.
Our time spent out there was enjoyable. It's just that
Right.
sometimes you can't justify the cost.
Yeah, for sure. So like for me, when I go on a solo cruise, sometimes I am on a balcony, and that's just because there is such a narrow margin between the interior and a balcony that I go ahead and do it for myself. But again, I don't spend much time out there. When I was on MSC Maravilla in March, I had this really super long balcony, right? Which is unusual. It wasn't like the typical ledge kind of, it was really long. So it was big, and they had loungers out there rather than just a chair.
Right.
And I still didn't spend a lot of time out there because I was off doing things around the ship, right? So, yeah.
And Cruise Vet Adventure says, I do enjoy fishing from my balcony, though.
I know. I saw that. I was cracking up laughing when he said that.
Roxanne asked earlier, which is our favorite cruise lines. Mine is NCL. Right now it's NCL.
Mine is Carnival.
And, of course, either Carnival or Royal Caribbean, mostly for you.
For me, I've always been loyal to Royal. Royal Caribbean was my first cruise line I ever went on, and I've always been loyal to them. I'm still loyal to Royal, but I am really starting to like MSC.
Yep. Well,
that'll be in our future. So far, we're gonna do. I'm going back to Carnival finally after 30 years. This coming up October, and we're gonna do Celebrity next year in June. So that'll be a different cruise line for me to look at. And in 2025, our tribute concert is gonna be on Royal Caribbean. So I'm finally merging into other companies to see what's going on. So.
And let's see. I believe that has Cruise Vet started a morning show? Because I see a link that was shared here by CME Traveling. It says, "Watch Good Morning with Cruise Vet Adventures."
Apparently, he's gonna have a live instead of a premiere. So
nice.
We should go check it out.
Okay. Well, that's good. That's good. Let's see. Scott McNeil has came in. Good morning, and he says, "I had a balcony for Alaska on the NCL Encore. That's our Alaska sailing. We're going on the Encore as well." So yeah, I'm really, really excited about Alaska. Fats and Trey has made it in. Good morning.
Welcome.
Sorry, I was a little slow on the button.
And let's see. Sea Tripping with Kim and Scott says, "Yep, we like to do all of our review stuff in our vlogs from the room, controlled environment." That's
listen. So like that. I mean, I think about that a lot of times when I do vlogs from ships. I think, wow, I'm always in the cabin. But I mean, honestly, with the copyright information, difficulty and aspect of vlogging from a cruise ship, I mean, it's really the only place that you could be absolutely positively guaranteed that you're not going to get hit by a copyright strike, and there's not going to be some insanity that breaks out or something like that, or some type of. Now, I don't mind. I mean, I actually like and prefer when my fellow cruisers video, for lack of a better way of putting it, video bomb my vlogs. When I'm out walking around. I prefer it. I prefer when the crew do it. I prefer when other cruisers do it. I like that. Right. I don't have a problem with it whatsoever. But the problem is that I'm not often doing that while I'm dialoguing, just because there's very few places where I could be walking and vlogging and not running into copyrighted music.
Right.
So,
yep.
Now, if you're going on the Celebration, deck 17 port side, aft.
Yeah.
Just beyond Club O2, there is no music.
Right.
And when we sat down and had a 15-minute long vlog, and the only people that walked past us was crew members, a whole group of them right after their meeting. And that was it.
Right.
So that's a good vlog spot on the celebration.
Yeah, so when I was on Celebration and I was doing my cruise day vlog from on board, that's exactly where I was vlogging from, that exact spot. So when I saw you guys were there, I was like, well, they found it, because that's about the only place you can do it where you're not going to run into music. Because if you go too far the one way, you're going to pick up the music from the aft pool bar area, and if you go the other way, you're going to pick up the center place, like the main pool area. You're going to pick up all the music and stuff going on there. So
there's picnic tables in through there too, so it's a good place to set your camera down and got everything going. CM Traveling says, I enjoy doing freaky stuff on the balcony. Fun.
Say what?
I think he might be talking about one of these right here.
Did you see Marsha's? Wait, who watched CMAs this morning? Right? Did you see Marsha's shirt? Right. I think they said it was from SCT, or SCT Travel. It was one of their shirts or whatever, but it was hilarious.
This one's for you, Kurt, right here. That one's for you, right there.
Upside down.
I'll put it right side up. I'm not going to misrepresent JNS or Cruising is Fun anytime over here. Let's see. Yeah, while you're on the way out, happy birthday, Z-Man. I know that you're going to have a great show. Thank you for attending this morning, and happy birthday once again. Let's see. Rock the Boat says, I like sitting on the balcony at night looking at the moon over the ocean. Yeah, there's nothing better. There's really nothing better than the moonlight reflecting off the ocean.
When me and Alice do that, we go up to the Lido. Yeah. And usually on the side where they have the movies out there where the big Lido is out, the big pool. We grab a couple of those lounge chairs. We watch the movie and look up, look at the sky, and you see all those satellites going all over the place. Stuff like that. So I'd rather just go up to the Lido and do it. That's why, we don't really get a balcony. When we're in the room, we just want to relax and sleep.
And how we cruise, Julie says, happy wife, ...
That's right.
Yeah. That's why I said, if the wife wants it, then that's what we do. But if it was solely up to me, probably hardly ever.
I mean, we still have a couple of cruises coming up, and we get the offer to they gave us a balcony as an upgrade. I'll take it, but
and I would like for everybody in the chat to also answer this complicated, impossible question to answer. How much money should one bring on a cruise? Like, what is a good amount so you're not carrying too much? And
I usually bring $100. Most of them singles. Mm-hmm. I try to keep at least 16 singles, 13 fives, and a couple tens. Why? To extra tip. When I get a good service, that's what I go ahead and tip the person.
Mm-hmm.
When cash. Yeah, cash wise. It's kind of, I don't know. I bring a few $100s in cash, just because I'd rather use my credit card. Like when I'm off the obviously when you're on the ship, you're just billing everything to your onboard account.
Yes.
I would bill extra tips and stuff to that. Now my wife usually leaves actually cash for, like if we're going to tip extra, if it's a situation where we are going to tip extra to the cabin steward and the wait staff and stuff like that, my wife will bring cash and she'll put cash in envelopes for that.
Yeah.
But otherwise, if we would be tipping somebody extra or something outside of those two scenarios, we would just tip it on the account. So we get whacked to the card. When we're off the ship, I like to use cards as much as possible just because I have that protection. When you use a card, you have the, all kinds, you have different protections. But the flip side of that is that, unfortunately, anywhere you use your card, whether it be at a cruise destination or even at home, you run the increased risk these days of that card being compromised and used. But then again, you have that protection so that if it is fraud, you're not responsible for it or whatever. So so I tend to not carry too much cash. I usually bring a couple $100 with me, and a lot of times I end up going back home with most of it. So
yeah.
See you later, CME Traveling. But first, they had a message for you, Eddie. It says, try doing freaky stuff on the balcony, and then y'all won't have to worry about folks looking in on you. Hey, that's a cruise secret right here, brought to you.
That's why we don't have a balcony, so
yep,
no worries.
And Julie says, and that's the perfect thing about cruising. There's something for everyone. We have friends and clients who only book interiors. Yeah. I love how everyone cruises, hence our name, How We Cruise.
Yeah, sure. I mean, everybody has, like there's consistency, but there's also, your own way of doing it. It's nice, but
I love interiors, especially since they got the camera view of the front of the ship. Yep. Like on the Carnival cruises that we've been on, they have ship cams. So you can tune your TV into the forward-facing ship cam. That way you know always what time of day it is, and also if you're in port or not, stuff like that.
So just before the shutdown, Royal Caribbean retrofitted a decent number of ships with a floor-to-ceiling interior cabins. A select number of interior cabins, which they call virtual balcony interior cabins, right? So it's a floor to ceiling video screen that links to cameras on the outside. And, it gives you kind of gives you the feel like you have a balcony because it kind of looks that way, right?
Right.
I have never desired to have one. I mean, I would book one if it was available and the price was consistent with a standard one or whatever. I mean, I wouldn't be opposed to having one. And of course, I think it has a separate remote on it. You can turn it off if you don't want it on and stuff like that. But I have never been like, ooh, I got to get one of those. So.
Right. Well, I like the pitch blackness of an interior room, no matter what time of day it is, because it encourages more rest. It encourages more relaxing.
Yeah.
It really does. And the Dream was our first interior room, and we took 2 naps and got full night's rest all 8 days of the cruise. And I'm telling you, ever since then, I'm like, yeah, it's an interior life for me.
Yeah,
it really is. Unless we're with the kids, we have to get a room that holds 5 people. And on Carnival Dream Class, that is known as a deluxe ocean view room. So we got the window. On the Excel class, though, they don't give you the big window like they do. It's just this little lip on the edge of the window. But in the on the Dream Class, I could actually sit up there in that window. It fits me. In it.
Yeah.
And you could look out the window right there at the water, which I did a lot of videoing from that window. So I did thoroughly enjoy it.
So now wherever possible, which is not often, a lot less than makes me happy, but whenever possible, when I'm sailing solo, I try to get a studio cabin option, just because that will not have the single supplement. Right. So it tends to be a little bit less. And although there is one class of ship on Royal Caribbean that has studio balconies, they're never cheap. And they're certainly not cheap like a standard studio, which is always going to be an interior. So in those situations, I'm always doing a studio. But on Royal Caribbean, I tend to on Royal Caribbean, the studios are very limited. So on some of the MSC ships, they definitely have more studios. And of course, Norwegian's the pioneer of everything. They pioneered freestyle dining, and they are the first cruise line to develop an interior studio type of cabin on their ships and stuff. So, but they're also the ships that have studios on Norwegian ships are also very limited. There's only a certain number of them. So,
right. We got some more people who have made it into the chat. Danny Morales, good morning.
My cousin.
Bone Tired
Hi.
Travelers has made it into the show.
I
Good
get the
morning.
feeling someone is watching us.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Cruising is fun anytime came back up in the chat. You know, I really think somebody needs to deal with this troll. She's dropping links and everything. Texas. Let's see. I'm not sure if I said hi to Scott McNeil, but we are in full compliance, aren't we? We got 3 Scotts in the chat.
4.
Mhm.
4. Okay, good. How many mics we got, Eddie?
We had 2.
2 mics. Okay, very good. Very good. We're just trying to keep up with everything here, making sure we're good. Oh, Bill from Armstrong Adventures has made it in. Good morning.
I get the feeling someone is watching.
I meant this one. Sorry. I need Braille on my buttons.
Yeah, that would be good. Bone Tired Traveler says, I'd love to sit in serenity and watch a meteor shower. That would be cool. I saw one. Hang on. Oh, okay, Emily, take it easy. Enjoy your day and your weekend. Be safe and stay cool if you can.
She just got back from the Philippines. She was gone for a couple of weeks.
Right. Bone Tired Travelers commented on the question in the chat. It says, I'd buy Carnival gift cards from AARP and add them to my sale and sign card. Cash, about $100. And we do almost the same thing, but because we go to so many different ports, we bring about $200. And like Scott said, you go to the bank, you get almost all singles. Because where you're going, they don't have change. And the change that they give you is going to be in foreign currency that you cannot spend and you cannot change. So that's the deal with us. We get like $100 in ones or maybe even more. We get 5s and we get 10s as well. And we split up that money between the 3 ports or the 4 ports that we're going to. That way every port has an equal amount, and whatever's left over, we might feed that to the slot machine. Or we might give it to the room steward, depending on the amount. If it's not much, we'll generally feed it to the machine.
So, I think I've had I think probably maybe 2 out of 10 cruises I have my credit card compromised on. That's probably the average, right? Could be less, could be maybe a little bit more. It's not insane. It's not like it's every time or nearly every time. The only issue I've ever had with that situation, it could easily have happened at home, was I was in the Bahamas. I went to a shop. I purchased something. It was the only place I used my credit card. And when I was there, the cashier asked for my ID, which isn't necessarily unusual, certainly not at the time, because I don't sign my cards, right? So a lot of people don't sign their cards and they ask for your ID. So it was at least it was an unusual request. So I gave it to her. So right after that, there was a charge for Comcast on that card. And I'm not a Comcast customer, so I knew that it was fraud. So I reported it to American Express. American Express shut my card down. Of course, I didn't have to pay for it. But an unexpected side effect of that happened. About 3 months later, I received a bill from Comcast at my home that was in somebody else's name but my address. And when I contacted Comcast about it, they told me that it was part of that entire fraud situation. But what they had also said to me was, but there's also they're like, we also need to inform you that even though it was fraud, And even though we recognize it as fraud, your address is now in a database that could require you or anybody else that ever may live at that address to put down a deposit or possibly jump through extra hoops in order to get Comcast service at the house because the address was involved in fraud.
Yep.
So sometimes that kind of stuff can have even further reaching implications than just simply, somebody trying to use your credit card. So
right. Yeah, with utilities, it's going to be hard to get out of it because utility companies they say, okay, the customer wants this, and they're going to give it to them, regardless. Julie says Brian is our spreadsheet guy. We discussed before every cruise depends on ports, number of days, and how much you want to leave in cash tips. We also budget casino as cash as well. We do the exact same thing. Bone Tired Traveler says small bills. Small bills is one of the top 10 cruise tips that you could ever get when planning a cruise because they don't have change where you're going. Let's see.
And again, I use credit cards most of the time, so I don't have an issue with it. But
and let's see. Bone Tired Traveler says, I get a balcony. I sleep too much in an interior, like 24 hours at a time.
It definitely makes it easier to sleep. But I think that's one of the reasons why my wife doesn't like them so much because she, kind of loses track of time, doesn't realize you can't tell immediately what time of the day it is, especially if you're taking afternoon naps or whatever. But.
Right. To me, it just makes the cruise last longer because you don't know what day you're waking. You barely know what day it is as it is. If you don't look at the app or the fun times or something, it's like it's some day of our cruise. I don't know. Is it Cozumel Day or
right.
what's it going to be? But yeah, even though you know these things, you plan these things, you look at the cruise every single day, you share your countdown and everything. It's like you just don't know what day it is.
Yeah.
We were in the middle of a vlog one time. I'm like, what is it? Is it Sunday? No, that was. Well, we don't know what day it is anyway. And then we had to carry on with the vlog, so because we couldn't tell. Let's see. Scott Maniel says, I booked TA on the Glory for April, Barcelona to Port Canaveral. It's a 14-day just coming out of dry dock. And let's see. Bone Tired Traveler says the $100 was for a 4-day. We'll probably double that for a 7 to 8 day. So yeah. Everybody is around the same thing. $100 to $200 is pretty much all you need to really do what you got to do in these ports. Unless you made a whole lot of room in your suitcase for souvenirs that are things that you're going to bring back. We know a lady who bought a hammock in Cozumel, and thank God they were driving back because otherwise they would have had to check the hammock or something. I don't know. That sucker was long. It was big. But because they were driving back, I think that's why they got it.
I mean, at this point in my cruising career, I am so beyond needing a large number, like a large amount of souvenirs or anything like that. I just don't, I'm just not there.
Right.
So for me, I'm not spending a lot in these ports. So.
Right. I'll get a refrigerator magnet and maybe a coffee cup, maybe. But because we have coffee cups from all over the Caribbean, it's like there's not even enough room to store them in the cabinet. So it's like, do we get a coffee cup? No, we could skip it. We either already have it or we just don't want it because it's too bulky.
Of course. Yes. And now when I'm in Cozumel and I go to Nachi or whatever, I will usually pay and I get a massage. Like obviously Nachi is paid for. Well, what I do at Nachi is you put a $10 or $12 deposit down when you book it on their website, and then you can pay the rest of it when you get there, right? You don't pay the whole amount with Nachi. So at Maya Chan, you pay the whole amount up front before you get there. So then you're done. But again, like if you're getting a massage at Maya Chan or you're getting a massage at, Mr. Sancho's or stuff like that or whatever, that is typically like an independent contractor that works at that day resort. So you need to pay them separately, and typically they only take cash.
Yep.
So
and Bone Tire Traveler says we'll be driving only 3.5 hours from New Orleans port. I like to get Christmas ornaments. That's good. And then Amy Castaneos, I am a wild mango. Welcome in, first of all, to the show. And says keychains are my favorite souvenir.
oh, okay.
And Will G says same thing with Mr. Sancho's. Welcome in, Will G. And I believe that will do it for today's show. I know we ran over a little bit, but hey, it's the weekend. So enjoy yourselves this weekend. Try to stay cool. Everybody take care of each other out there. Hit the like button on your way out. What about the feature? Oh, we did that earlier in the show. Oh. Yeah, our favorite heckler has showed up here in the house. So she is not a troll. She's not trolling us in the comments. Cruising is fun anytime says hi to everybody. And y'all hit the subscribe button on your way out. And never, ever forget, we love you and good morning.
Bye.